The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman.
Jordan, I learned the most important lesson, which is probably the most dangerous lesson of all, too. The male ego is the most sensitive and most dangerous thing the world has to offer.
Yes.
So I was very...
Just say that again one more time. Say that one
the
more time.
male ego is the most sensitive and dangerous thing in the world.
Hello everyone, it's going to be Line back to you with another video. This video pertains to the Michelle Avan story. Before I begin, I would like to extend my support to the family in addition to the survivors, victims, and loved ones who have been affected by DV. According to reports, Anthony Dwayne Turner, the ex-partner of prominent banking executive Michelle Avan, who was a mother, grandmother, friend, daughter, and community member, was found unalived inside her Resda home, was convicted on August 12, 2025 of first-degree homicide and other charges. Turner was also convicted of burglary and forcible SA stemming from the unaliving of Michelle Avan, a senior vice president for Bank of America just over 4 years ago. Jurors also found true special circumstance allegations of homicide during the commission of a burglary and homicide during the commission of SA involving Michelle Avan, who had 2 children and 1 grandchild. Turner, the defendant, is a former banking executive who faces a possible sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. Sentencing is scheduled for October 10th, 2025. Michelle Avan's son found her unalived inside her bed in August 2021. Prosecutors allege that the defendant, Turner, touched and strangled the bank executive, while the defense countered that what happened to Michelle Avan could have been self-inflicted by ramming her head into a bathroom counter. Turner, who testified in his own defense, stated he had gone to Michelle Avan's home without calling or texting her late August 3rd, 2021 to finalize things, get some closure, and to finalize the breakup after a number of previous breakups with her. Turner stated that the two initially met back in 2015 at a networking event and engaged in an affair while they were married to other people. He claims the two maintained a discreet relationship even after they divorced their spouses, saying that he preferred not to be public about it and that she knew he spent time with other women during the holidays. The defendant, who was captured on her home surveillance video as he emerged from his car, said he used the code she had given him for her security system and disarmed her alarm without turning it back on because he didn't expect to be there that long. Turner maintained that her bedroom door was unlocked and that she greeted him with a hug and kiss. She was trying to kiss me more, and I kind of held her off. I wanted to have a serious conversation. I wanted to permanently end the relationship, he stated. He also told jurors that Michelle Avon became very upset and pleaded with him to give her another chance. Turner would also testify that he fell asleep while sitting in a chair as she sat on the edge of the bed, and that she was in the same position when he woke up at 4 a.m. the next morning. Turner claims that Michelle Avon was still upset and tried to block him from leaving, but had no visible injuries to her face the last time he saw her standing on the stairs of her home when he went back inside the house to say goodbye after taking a bag containing his belonging out to his car. Did you strike Michelle in any way? His defense attorney asked Turner. Turner response, I did not. The defense attorney also asked Turner, did you have relations with Michelle while you were there? Turner responded, I did not. Turner stated he didn't have any injuries when he was questioned by officers. As the prosecution did their closing, they told in part, we know that he did not come there to break up with Michelle. He came there to do what he's always done, to beat her, to assert his control over her, adding that he ultimately SA'd and unalived Michelle. The prosecutor contended that the defendant's mask that he puts on was peeled off piece by piece. Prosecutors would also allege that Turner is a violent, controlling, manipulative individual who terrorized the woman. The DA would go on to point out that Michelle Avon had written in her journal, my body freezes and I cannot take one more step. I'm terrified of what's about to happen. I've experienced beatings at his hands before. All the evidence points to the defendant, prosecutors told jurors, adding that the only just verdict was guilty of all counts. Again, condolences to the family as you close this chapter and begin a new chapter within the grieving process. I can't begin to imagine what Michelle's son saw when he found his mother. I hope he is seeking some form of support, because that's a lot to handle. Losing the person who gave you life and being the one who discovers them in that condition, man to man, is so unjust. It's clear that this monster wanted to sully and discredit Michelle Avon's name. Everything was from his point of view. No remorse, no accountability for taking away a mother, grandmother, and community member. This monster, yes, I'm going to keep on calling these monsters monsters because they're monsters. This monster tried to paint this picture of a desperate senior vice president of a banking institution, which is Bank of America, who was so crazy in love with him that she couldn't let him go. Boy, bye. These are the facts. This monster, Turner, arrived at Michelle Avon's house and was caught on Michelle's camera, disarmed her alarm, left his DNA on her and in her house. Michelle even wrote journal entries of their encounters, one of which was reported. It stated in part, "I cannot take one more step. I'm terrified of what's about to happen." At the end of the day, it all boils down to control, and Michelle Avon was the one who left him. He wanted to beat on his chest and teach Michelle Avon a lesson. I want everyone who comes across this video to understanding that if you have an encounter with someone, whether it's short-term or long-term, it should not result in someone losing their life. And trust and believe this unfortunate tragedy can occur to anyone, regardless of your title or accomplishments. I'm proud that Michelle Avon's family and loved ones advocated for her and began their own organization in memory of turning their tragedy into support for other victims, survivors, and loved ones. According to the Black Burn Center organization, an estimated 40% of Black women will experience DV in their lifetime, and unfortunately, 56% of these homicides were committed by a current or former partner. The majority of the homicides of pregnant women in the U.S. are at the hands of an intimate partner with a weapon. Black women are 3 times likely to be unalived by their partners around the time of their pregnancy compared to white or Hispanic women. According to the Mass General Brigham, of the 21 million assault-related injury visits, an estimated 15% occurs during the holiday season, and an 85% during non-holidays. New Year's Eve was the highest for intimate partner violence and altercations, followed by St. Patrick's Day, Independence Day, and Labor Day. Victims may be more vulnerable to violence due to prolonged or increased contact with family and friends, alcohol consumption, financial stress, or unique challenges during the holiday period. According to The Guardian, in 2020, homicides increased nearly 30% nationwide that year. The rate for Black women and girls rose 33%, a sharper increase than for every demographic except for Black men, and more than doubled that of white women. The unfortunate unalivings of Black women and Black girls increased across age groups from school-age children to senior citizens. According to another study conducted by Lancet, found the homicide rate among Black women between the ages of 25 and 44 years old increased by 73% between 2014 and 2020. And according to the DV Hotline organization, on average, it takes a victim at least 7 times to leave before staying away for good and exiting the relationship is most unsafe for a victim. I'm going to repeat this one more time. According to the DV Hotline organization, it takes a victim 7 times to leave before staying away for good, and exiting the relationship is the most unsafe time for a victim. And this is why we must listen to victims of DV and not dismissing or disregarding their allegations as it pertains to abuse. We must be mindful that our words do have an effect on others, and we must support them during this difficult time. Again, how many more persons are we willing to lose before we say enough is enough? When are we going to ring the alarm when these allegations come to pass? Are we going to continue the norm of doing nothing? When are we going to listen to Black women? When are we going to believe Black women? When are we going to protecting Black women? It should not only be a slogan, it should be something that we are actively doing in private as well as in the public. Silence is no longer an option. I will leave in the comments and description below for organizations and hotlines as it pertains to DV. Say their names, known and unknown. Protect Black women. Protect Black mothers. Rest in peace to Michelle Avan. Justice for Michelle Avan. And as always, please be safe out here, and I will see you in the next video.